Isaac, what is your one thing that you think needs to happen going forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of mine is similar to Bradley's. I think I'm having conversations and I'm seeing things that make me believe there's a wave coming our way as far as demand for the content that we're producing. I think we need to lead with content. So we need to, as producers, be developing and creating content to get ready for that. But more importantly, I think there's a huge opportunity now for the South African government to get ready for that wave. Because if we aren't ready here, if our house isn't ready, by the time it hits us, there's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars that could have come into our economy that won't, through original content, not even through servicing. So I think I'm excited about it. But I am also a little bit nervous that throughout the night, we've been hearing about all the different holes that have been popping up recently. Yeah. And I'm a little bit nervous that our infrastructure is kind of getting a little bit worn down. And I think specific focus needs to be given to all the different aspects as far as policy, implementation, especially reliability of the rebate and all of that kind of stuff before this thing is coming, before it hits us, because it is coming.
The house needs to be ready before the wave shows up 100%. Yeah. Azania, your one thing?
Yeah, I echo everyone, and also Quinton. In terms of legislation, I think definitely our legislation has to be in order. We've got to get our copyright bill. We've got to sort that out. We've got to stabilize our incentives. We've got to be able to also promote ourselves to private investors. Don't be scared to ask for private money. There's a lot of private money out there. Just try and find it. The other thing is collaboration. We do need legislative cohesion, and what I mean by that, you need the provinces, national organizations, you need everyone kind of sitting around a room. I know that there's a South African forum of legislative environments, yes, but that kind of needs to really kick in now to be able to have a cohesive conversation, talk to each other, around those issues. From a continental point of view as well, when we go out, yes, we must promote Africa as one unit that works together, but then you can have some form of competitive nuances within there. We have also, in terms of value chain, can we just really look at the value chain? I know we're producers in the space, right? But there's also opportunities for facilities. Can we find ways to infrastructure, build studios, build sound stages around the continent? People will scream and shout and say, we don't really need sound stages. Actually, yes, we do. Can we start to really look at the kind of what we have on the ground, empower that, start to make things ourselves and start to create from an innovation point of view. And I think also, we go out a lot, inbound. Let's do more inbound familiarization tours. Let people kind of come in and see how we are, what we taste like, what we smell like, what we feel like, all of those elements. Because once they come in and spend time with us, I know people spoke about them, a lot of people coming in, and I know that Vanessa said the same thing. It's just about amplifying that and saying, come and see us, spend time with us, speak to Katlego, speak to facility owners. Our studios, let us use them, let's empower them, let's promote them, those kind of elements. And also from a studio point of view, not just about the facility, but also the mindset of a studio, whereby you have a universal physical studio, but you also have universal as a script environment, to be able for us to build on our scripts and original content, is to then keep on promoting the locations that we have, so people to South Africa our flag is the third best known flag in the world. I mean, use that, maximize that, but really it's about collaboration, inbound, and fixing our legislation, getting our house in order, ready for this wave, because I also feel the same wave coming through.
Fantastic. Katlego, do you have the same feel? What is your final thought?
Yeah, no, look, I think just like making it easier to make films, to make content. It seems like a lot of the talk around the policies and new legislation or proposed legislative changes sounds like it's things that might make it even more difficult. It's already difficult enough trying to raise money as it is. We don't make Seriously Single without the support of government and NFVF and DTI. And especially as a young black company, it's when you don't have access to those private funds, you kind of need that support. Any change that comes and makes it even harder to start raising funds and start getting rights, etc., just it's gonna make things worse for us. So I echo what everybody's saying in terms of, you know, we have to keep developing. We are already on a global stage, but that we won't be helped if whatever changes are coming through are not making it easier for us to be on that global stage.
Definitely. So make it more easy to do and not difficult, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
we're already making good stuff. Help us to make it easier to make the good stuff. Thank you so much to our virtual panelists for joining us, and to my panelists in studio. Thank you very much for making the time to be with us this evening. I know we ran over because we had tech issues in the beginning, but thank you so much to everybody who is tuned in. And our program is a bit later in the evening, but we did that so that people in the UK and in the US, in Australia, would be able to join. So thank you so much to those audiences tuning in from everywhere across the world. You've heard the conversation. I do want to remind you that the audiovisual white paper is still open for comment. So please do, if you're part of the local scene, do write in. If you're part of an international scene and you're wanting to come into South Africa and invest, please do send your letters and send your contributions to make this an industry that we can all be a part of. And just wrapping up the conversation from today, you know, we've heard a lot around the fact that we do need a supportive regulatory and legislative environment that creates a sustainable industry that can continue to grow and that is attractive to a lot of investment. We have a great country that's great for shooting films and so forth, but it's not just about the assets that we have. We really need to be able to attract the international investment. So from our conversation today, it's really going forward and making sure that those things happen, and we're not making it more difficult, but we're making it easier to grow our South African industry. Finally, I do want to give a big thank you to the Independent Producers Organization, the Independent Black Filmmakers Collective, the Commercial Producers Association of South Africa, DFA and Animation South Africa for coming together to make this possible. And a big thank you to the Academy of Sound Engineering for hosting us this evening. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. My name is Ntigi Mkhize. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you all. Keep well.